I definitely think my film has quite a lot of the conventions of the romance genre, because personally I don't think they can be successful without it. And it's kind of like a typical love story. The characters meet and they spend quality time together and do things like picnic, which is obviously quite romantic, and they go for a bike ride. It's just kind of quality time, and you'd expect to see it in all kind of romance films, really, typical activities that a loved up couple engage in. I mean, it's a bit more abstract, but the heart's in the background, kind of floating around romantic connotations, and the butterflies in the background while they're having the picnic as well. I thought I'd add that in for a little bit of extra kind of, I don't know, I just thought it'd be a bit more romantic. Although it is quite typical of a romance film and the couple do spend a lot of time together and do kind of romantic things, I just thought that I'd make the ending kind of have a little bit of a twist. My film was actually inspired by a poem called Dreams, and it was about a couple who were together in their dreams and they dreamt about each other. So I thought I'd take this further when making my film and have them wake up at the end and realise they can only actually be together in their dreams. But I thought that having this twist at the end would be quite, not exciting, but just a little less predictable than the rest of the romance films there are out there, really. Well, with regards to the type of film it was, which is obviously stop motion animation, I don't think it was too typical of many that I researched, actually, because basically before I began filming I obviously watched a lot of other stop motion animations because I was really keen on the idea of doing that. But I was kind of struggling to decide what kind of technique to use. So I researched lots and lots of different ones, and most of them either were pictures of people, so they'd taken pictures of action that you would usually film, really, and quite a few actually of paintings, but I knew that would take way too long and I wasn't too keen on doing the painting because I'm not the best painter in the world, and obviously I wanted my finished product to look as good as possible. The stationery side of it that I decided to pursue, I couldn't actually find any that were that similar to mine. I did find one that was purely on chalkboards, which I really liked the way that it flowed throughout, and it kind of went from board to board, and it was really smooth, so I think that kind of inspired me to take the stationery route. In my film, when you see the In Our Dreams title change to the whiteboard from the blackboard, that's obviously inspired by the one I found. I did try and draw on the whiteboards using whiteboard pens because I thought that could be quite effective, but as I took more and more pictures it wasn't flowing as well as I'd liked it to be. Once I'd decided that that wasn't the best option and I went with the stationery, I absolutely loved the homemade kind of effect it brought to my animation, because often parts that I created myself, like the bikes, they weren't perfect, they don't look like real bikes, but I really liked the kind of homemade feel, and I just thought it gave it a general charm. And with regards to the film poster and the review, unlike my film, I actually wanted to follow the conventions of these because I wanted to make them look as professional as possible, and obviously wanted to make them look like they were for my film and that they connected with my film, and that I really did want people to go and watch my film. I looked at quite a lot of other posters, actually. I looked at Twilight in particular and the poster for Becoming Jane and Love Actually, and they all, especially Twilight and Becoming Jane, they both had the main characters, the main couple in the film on the front together, and they were obviously in love, so I thought that I'd take inspiration from that and took a shot from my film with the two main characters holding hands with the hearts above them, and I thought that that would look really effective at kind of giving romantic connotations. It was obvious that they were in love, and in our dreams, obviously in the middle, dreams I decided to put in italics because that is the focus of the film, and I really wanted to draw attention to that, and so that the audience looking at it could really kind of pick up what the film was going to be about and obviously decide whether they wanted to watch it or not. And also in Becoming Jane, Jane is in italics, so I took particular inspiration from that. The billing card at the bottom also makes it look really professional, and I also decided that I'd put some quotes, beautifully crafted, utterly brilliant, at the top. One from Empire, because I wanted that to tie in, as well as to tie in with my film. I wanted my poster to tie in with my review as well, and my review was for Empire, so I thought I'd kind of integrate those, and I actually did put that quote in the review as well. With my film review, I wanted to make that look as professional as possible, and with doing it for Empire, I studied lots of Empire articles, and they do specials every now and again, so I decided that mine would go in a short film special, so that was written across the top. And I also used the colour scheme for the Empire magazine. The language also that I used, I wanted to really get across the kind of how urgent it was that my target audience should see this film. So I used very kind of emotive language, such as the beautifully crafted and stunning visual. So I obviously really want people to see my film, and really wanted that to come across in the review. I also really kept my target audience in mind when making my film poster, because obviously this is the main audience that you want to attract, the people that you've made the film for. Because I had my target audience in mind when making the film poster, I thought kind of what better thing to do than go and ask them themselves what they thought of it. The main feedback I got from that was that it wasn't bright enough. They thought the picture was good, the font was good, basically everything was good, apart from the colours could have been a little bit more vibrant. And because I'd taken a shot from the film, that was sort of inevitable. So, I mean, asking my target audience really helped with developing what I'd originally thought that was going to appeal to them, which was a really important factor, because if you don't like the film poster, you're not likely to go and see the film. When you see the film poster, you really want it to grab your attention. So this was really important for me, to actually talk to the people I'd made the film for, and hopefully I think it really worked, because I took it to as many 13 to 17-year-old girls as I could, and got as much feedback as I could, really. So the finished product I was really, really happy with. And being 17 myself when I started filming this, I kind of had a pretty good idea of what would appeal to my audience in the first place, so I was quite lucky that I didn't really get any feedback that I had to kind of dramatically change the poster, really. Audience feedback was a completely kind of vital part of my whole production, really, because if you think you're creating something the audience like, but you haven't actually asked them, how are you supposed to know? So throughout the project, I brought friends to see my, like where I was filming at home, I brought my friends to the set, if you like, and showed them all the materials I was using. I asked their opinions for the costumes, if they thought the costumes were right. And I mean, I kind of tailored it all along to what my audience would like. But as I even began filming, I initially had real trouble